I'm your man, Jay Muscle, and this is another episode of Speak Your Game. Man, I'm going to start off with, man, there was a lot of games that whew, I thought there was some for sure winners. And I did not expect Miami to completely embarrass the Denver Broncos. 70 points. Like, wow. Like, it's unheard of right in these days, man. For real, it is really, really unheard of. And I hate to say this, I hate to admit this, but this week, I'm pretty sure, like everybody else, y'all counted on the Dallas Cowboys to win against Arizona. I mean, really, it's Arizona. They don't have Kyle Murray. They got a Joshua Dobbs who just been there just for a little bit. I mean, you expected the Cowboys to dominate that game, and that's the first thing I'm going to talk about today. The Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm also going to talk about tonight's game, my Bucs at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, the Eagles, and some of y'all are going to think I'm crazy about how I'm going to pick that game. But like I said, first, I'm going to talk about these Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboy fans, got a question for you. Is Dak Prescott really that guy? I mean, yesterday was a prime example of him to step up and shut all the mouths of all the critics. I was expecting him to do it. Everybody else was expecting him to do it. But Dak Prescott had 249 yards, one touchdown, and, of course, that interception that killed the hopes of winning that game. I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses for Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Dak only had a QBR of 65.5 and only completed 67% of his completions and attempts, according to ESPN stats. But Cowboys is missing two offensive linemen, a guard and a center. The Cowboys are ranked third in defense. Where were they at? It was like complete. It was complete awe on how these guys didn't show up, because this game was supposed to be a layup to them, like an easy game. If they just would have played football, didn't turn the ball over, and didn't let Arizona act the way they did, it'd been an easy game for them. Completely easy game for them. Of course, the defense is missing Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. ACL tear, out for the season. You know that hurt the defense a little bit. But, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals aren't that much of a threat to be like, our D-backs, we got to worry about it, our defense. Like, y'all had the third best defense in the league. Hopefully, they can get it together next week. They play the New England Patriots. New England did win this past week in kind of a nail biter with the Jets, but we all know the Jets situation. I feel sorry for Zach Wilson, because that man is in a bad situation, and I hope he gets out of there and finds somewhere he can display his talents a little bit better. But I'm going to talk about these Arizona Cardinals for a little bit, just for a little bit, because they got this guy in there, Joshua Dobbs. They picked this guy up. I just found out today while watching First Take that this guy is should be working for NASA. This guy's playing football, so he's smart. He's in for Kyle Murray. If some of y'all don't know, Kyler Murray had a knee injury. He's in the process, knee injury back in December. He's in the process of rehab, getting it together. But this is Arizona's first win. They got quite a few big header games coming up. But in an article by Darren Urban, he states that there's no real timeline for Murray's return to the field. And then ESPN Josh Winfist states the earliest return for Murray to the team would be October 2nd. And also in that article, it stated that the Cardinals would only have 21 days left to either put him on the 53-team roster or he's going to have to remain on the PUP list for the remainder of the year. But my question is, if Joshua Dobbs is running the offense good, got Arizona in a good possible position to get into the playoffs, would we want Kyler Murray a healthy Kyler Murray coming into that? My question is to the fans: would y'all make the switch from Joshua Dobbs to Kyler Murray if Dobbs is running the offense good? And who would you feel would be the best spot for the best quarterback for the win? I mean, a lot of y'all are going to say Kyler Murray, but if Dobbs is running the offense good and the chemistry is good, are you wanting to break that up, or are you going to keep rolling on with Joshua Dobbs? I mean, like I said, they play, I do believe, San Francisco next week. I mean, they could shock the world. They shocked Dallas Cowboys. They could shock the San Francisco 49ers. It might be highly unlikely, but hey, it could happen. If he consistently wins with that working that offense, Kyler Murray gets healthy, are you going to make that switch? I want to know what your thoughts is, Arizona fans. Y'all can reach me at Speak Y'all Game, either Facebook or YouTube, Twitter. I'm everywhere, man. You can find me. Speak Your Game, Jay Muscle. But my next subject, I'm going to talk about these Minnesota Vikings. If y'all didn't catch the game on Sunday, Minnesota lost a nail-biter to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers made a real bad coaching decision in the fourth quarter, and it really gave the chance for the Minnesota Vikings to score and win the game. But it ain't like how it was last year for the Vikings. The Vikings last year was winning a lot of close games in the last closing seconds, getting those W's. We're only in week 3, but they are 0-3. They played the Buccaneers the first week, they played the Eagles the second week, and they just played the Los Angeles Chargers this past week, and which everybody was guessing just like I was. They were going to get they should got a win there. It just looks bad for the Vikings right now, because if they were playing good football and winning games, they're in that shoe to win that division, because what they got the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, and the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions look good. The Packers is so. It depends on what team shows up. But the Minnesota Vikings should be running this division. I know. Y'all saying, well, it's only week 3. But what if they're having these problems now? Are they going to work these problems out later on down the season so they can look good? Because let's be real about it. Kirk Cousins in these past 3 games. In week 1, he threw for 344, completed 75% of his passes. Week 2, 364, 70% of his passes. And then this past week, 376, 64% of his passes. He has 9 TDs out of 3 weeks, but these 2 interceptions. And these 2 interceptions are coming at the end of the game, or at very crucial spots in the game, in the red zone, where they're set up to score, and he's just throwing these picks. My question is to Minnesota Viking fans: is Kirk Cousins that right QB for that team? Because they have plenty of weapons to throw to. Justin Jefferson's he had another 100 yard reception game yesterday. I mean he Cousins is getting the yards, he's getting the job done, but when it comes to these crucial moments where they should be winning, it's all bad. Just like week one, they was turning the ball over when really, hey, thank you. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. Thank you, but they should have won that game against Tampa. They played the Eagles. Hey, it went back and forth. Everybody expected the Eagles to win, but the Vikings had a chance. And the few mistakes they made could have determined them a win. What more can I say about? I mean, what can I say about the Chargers right now? I mean, Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the Chargers, 85% for completions on Sunday, 405 for passing yards with 3 TDs, and he was hitting Keenan Allen 18 receptions, 215, and he even threw for 250 yards reception, and he even threw a TD in that game. I just don't know. I feel the Minnesota Vikings can win their division without these mistakes, without these turnovers, without these interceptions in the red zone. Minnesota is really, really good. They have a young wide receiver. I do believe his name is Addison. He's good. They got Jeffersons. They got a good tight end. The offensive line is good. It's just so-so from time to time. I really hope the Minnesota Vikings get it together in these next couple weeks. They do play the Carolina Panthers next week. The Carolina Panthers, we all know, kind of up and down. The offense is not really together. The team really not together. It's not really a high caliber team like the Minnesota Vikings. So we're expecting the Vikings to go in there and handle business. I'm expecting them to handle business. I want to know what y'all's thought is. Are the Vikings going to come in and handle business with the Panthers? And is Kirk Cousins the QB for the Minnesota Vikings? Let me get y'all's comments. I want to see what Minnesota Viking fans think. I know y'all heard on this 0-3 loss. I want to hear about it. My name is Jay Muscle. Find me on Speak Your Game, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Put in your comments. I feel every fan should be heard. So come to my platform and be heard. Last thing before I go. We got 2 games. We got 2 games tonight, Monday night. We have the Eagles and my Tampa Bay Bucs at home, and the Los Angeles Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to talk about my Bucs playing these Eagles, because everybody's counting my boys out. You know what I mean? They're counting us out. Go ahead and chalk it up to W. But I'm going to let y'all in on something. I believe in my Tampa Bay Bucs, and I picked them to win tonight's game. And I know what y'all saying. Well, how they going to handle that defense? Tampa Bay, Tom Brady ain't there. I know this. I know Tom Brady ain't there. We got Baker Mayfield. And if y'all haven't been following the story with Baker Mayfield coming to Tampa, that offense believes in him. He believes in himself. This is a new version of Baker Mayfield. Because if you didn't see his first game where he's getting the job done, run for a first down, taking hard hits, this is the Baker Mayfield that Tampa Bay fans want to see. Both teams are 2-0, but that Eagles offense isn't as deadly as everybody wants to believe. Because if you want to be truthful about it, yes, Jalen Hurts is a monster. He is a complete weapon monster on the field. Baker Mayfield is 15th in QBR. He's 29. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. With these past couple games, Baker Mayfield has a better QBR. And also, he has a better completion percentage. One thing you can't measure is heart. You can't measure heart. And Baker Mayfield is going to play his heart out tonight. Mike Evans is good to go. Chris Godwin is good to go. Excuse me. Chris Godwin is good to go. The running offense should play really, really good against this defense Eagles defense, because I haven't seen the Eagles defense from last year yet. Yes, they've caused a few turnovers, but so has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers caused turnovers on other teams. Y'all remember the game against Minnesota? They turned the ball, made turnovers in this past game. Yes, they was playing Chicago, but hey, the turnovers are turnovers. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense plays just as hard as they've been playing these past two games against this Eagles offense, we're going to see a nail-biting game. Just like the rest of like this week has, we didn't expect certain teams to take losses. We didn't expect the Denver to take a beating by Miami. We didn't expect Dallas to lose to Arizona. We didn't expect Minnesota to lose to the Chargers. That's what it means. It means in this NFL right now, you got to play a full 100% mistake-free game to put yourselves in position to win. And that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to do tonight. Put themselves in position to win. Is it probably going to be the cleanest game? No. But you know what? When the zeros hit the scoreboard, it is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Eagles. You heard it from me. Yeah, y'all can sit there and say anything y'all want, but I do want to hear y'all's comments on this because, hey, we could get stomped tonight. Nah, it ain't happening. Like I said, Baker Mayfield is going to lead us to a win tonight. Eagles, I got to see that defense. As far as Jalen Hurts, I feel we can contain him somewhat, so the defense can contain him somewhat, so he doesn't make big highlights and hurt us in the offense and making big plays. Tampa is tonight. But like I said, I want to hear y'all comments. You can make comments at Speak Your Game on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere that you could find this. I want to hear your comments. But that's all my time for today. My name is Jay Muscle. This is Speak Your Game. We're going to get these games tonight. See you next time.